Abia has waited for the benefits of democracy. That change came in form of one man. Uchendu. These are the golden footprints of a legacy governor. Agriculture is the backbone of every society. This statement is true of Abia State due to the uncommon transformation of the executive governor, Governor Theodore Orji, in the agricultural sector.
We have left no one in doubt of our firm resolve to take agriculture to the highest level in this state.
The state of agriculture and meat on ground was not satisfactory. You know, we have had somebody like Michael Okpara, who is from this state and who initiated the policy of back to land. The man is known for his agri projects. And I saw that we were not living up to expectations. So that was the situation I met on ground. That the farm estates we had, which were established by Abia, were all moribund. All those good initiatives he took about agriculture were not working very fine.
God, in his benevolence, has blessed his own state with good vegetation and soil for excellent yields, and His Excellency, in all wisdom, has keyed into this.
Those days, there were some principal crops that laid and the economy of the country, depending on those crops. You know, in the north, you had the groundnut, pyramids. In the west, you had the cocoa. In the east here, we had the palm produce. But with the advent of the discovery of crude oil, some of these agri projects were downplayed. But now we are trying to come up with these other crops because there should be a second crop, there should be other agricultural products that can beef up the economy.
With that in mind, we wanted to revive all those policies that were initiated by MI Power. We wanted to follow his footsteps. And that's why we went into reviving the farm estates. The first place we went into was the rubber palm. You know, MI Power established the rubber estates in the whole of the southeastern region. So the ones that were ceded to us during the creation of states and all, which we inherited, we had to move into them once to Zuabam and Njuj. They were all lying waste. Therefore, what we did was to bring in experts on rubber production. We had this company in Benin that is known for managing rubber estates. We brought them in and had an MOU with them, and the MOU is working fine. So they took over the management of the rubber plantations and employed our own people also. The initial people they employed 500, and thereafter they employed another 500, making a total of 1,000 of our youths that are gainfully employed in the rubber estates in Njuj.
To ensure that this vision is carried out to the latter, the governor brought in a seasoned theocrat, a top agriculturist, in person of Dr. Kenneth Nwusu, to oversee the Ministry of Agriculture.
What government has done is to ensure that the estates, we have the cocoa estate, we have the oil palm estate. These are estates established some 60 years ago. What government is doing right now, as I speak to you, is that government is trying to release these estates to investors because government has no business in business. So we are doing that now. We have done that for rubber. We have an investor now working on rubber, and he has been able to, scale up production and also productivity.
Cocoa production in Nigeria before 2014, let me just say, Abia was #1 cocoa producing state. Abia has the #1 farmer, cocoa farmer, single farmer in Nigeria, David Onyewaku by name. So we have been doing very, 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 very well. Though we have been pushed to second by Ondo State. We are second now. I believe by next year, from what we are doing, that we are likely to go to #1.
The Ministry of Agri has an extension service where cocoa seedlings are produced and given out to farmers.
We have done that for cocoa at Abo's Zakwale. We have also identified an investor that can go into cocoa production and improve the existing cocoa plantation we have there.
Having done that, we went into the palm estates. We have a palm estate in Ohambe. This region is also known for the production of palm products like palm oil. That was what we were known before the advent of crude oil. So that estate was a vast estate that was lying waste also. So what we did something that we did with the rubber estate. We brought in managers, those who are experienced.
And our cashew estate also, we're also trying to get an investor, our cashew estate at Umunochi. You know, we are trying to get an investor that will be able to handle that. So these are areas we have competitive advantage. And this government is ensuring that we can release this estate to investors so that they can develop the estate, develop the productivity, and be able to export some of these things. So that's an area government has keyed into by making the conditions favorable, because it has to be favorable.
To tackle the challenges of youth unemployment, restiveness, and idleness, and to get the youths at their optimum productivity and self-actualization, the Abia Liberation Farms was conceived to liberate his people from hunger and train the youths in modern techniques to meet up with the global trend in agriculture.
We went ahead and established what we call the Liberation Farms. The Liberation Farms are in the 3 senatorial zones of the state for a start. And in these farms, we train the youths on farming. We have one which we opened that is functional, that has employed 40 youths. What we are doing now is to fence off the place so that the crops will be protected.
The Liberation Farm project is purely a demonstration project. You know, there we try to showcase the best plantain varieties, we try to showcase the best cassava varieties, we try to showcase the best yam varieties, and all that. We try to showcase within the community, and that is one way of extending technologies to people in the rural area, because you find that they're located in the rural area. We have been to know this in the rural area. Farmers can key into those technologies. It means now for those farmers around there, we can release cassava cuttings for them from that Liberation Farm, and they tend to multiply. From there, they can give to their neighbors, their friends, and the extension now goes on.
You know, the global thinking is that agriculture henceforth should be commercialized. So Abia Liberation Farm is the Abia-shaped concept for commercialization of agriculture in Abia State. We are thinking that farming in Abia State henceforth should not be subsistence. You should invest and expect to get your dividends back. So we are helping the farmers to commercialize.
The government wants to use it to create jobs for the indigenous. You know, palm oil is more expensive than even the crude oil, because 1 liter of the crude oil is now about 140 naira, while the other one, palm oil, is about 500 naira. And I know that we can be able to feed ourselves if we depend on agriculture solely and develop it. And the governor is determined to develop it.
Liberation Farm reduce unemployment in Okwa West. It has liberated us from unemployment. So our people are benefiting on it. through employing our children and also putting food on our table.
Let me tell you, what we are benefiting from that Liberation Farm may not even be the input that is coming out from Liberation Farm, but the number of farmers they are training in that place. It has now made the youth now. The youth are now coming back into agriculture because they are now being trained, they are now being exposed, they are now being made to understand that agriculture is holistic. If you don't like doing the actual farming, you can go into processing. You can go to some other areas. And so the youth are now coming back, male, female.
The federal government has made rice one of the value chain. And we are producing rice. We are trying to package rice and produce it for exports. We produce what we call Abia rice, very good variety Abia rice for export. So right now we are projecting variety called Fero 55 and Fero 47.
Over 900,000 seedlings of oil palm and 1,500,000 seedlings of cocoa and over 5,000 pro-vitamin A cassava stems have been distributed for free.
This cassava is pro-vitamin A. We were lucky to receive some bags from Her Excellency last year, and we have produced this. This is barely 9 months, 2 weeks old.
These seedlings are made available to us through him. He empowers us by a kind of loan so that to enable us to go to NIFO to purchase it.
The state and federal government have jointly subsidized the price of fertilizers by 25% each. This means farmers now pay just 50% for the product. Furthermore, the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, has also benefited from the fertilizers tremendously.
Some time ago, farmers cannot access fertilizer. But Ochende came in because he's close. He's wearing the shoes of the farmers. So he's pinching him the way he's pinching the farmers. And he's addressing those situations. Today, he will buy fertilizers, subsidize it the way the federal government have done, or even bring it lower. It is now accessible to the farmers.
Before now, you know that farmers get fertilizer at the month of July, August, when crops have almost come to the harvesting stage. So it's a major problem, and that's what the GS program is trying to address. Like right now, we are beginning the planting season. Those that participated in the early season rice farming got their input at the right time.
In the recent flagging off of the 2014 cropping season, His Excellency, in his magnanimity, gave out Best Farmer Awards and distributed thousands of bags of fertilizer and motorcycles at subsidized rates for effective boosts of crop production in Abia State.
I'm a best farmer. I went to Abuja 2007 out of 747 local governments. From Abia, Kente defeated the Yoruba, Hausa, Moniba farmers and came with a moral for Ochendo, global. This is my farm. If you come to my farm, you can get this more than 10,000 stands. Look at purpose, see the specie, see shadow. What have you? It's in my farm. What we did today, to showcase what I was telling you, I don't impersonate, I tell you practical what I am. With this, what is written here?
We have our local farmers. We have not left them behind. We also encourage them by giving them farm inputs, fertilizer, and farm savings. Some we give free of charge. We also, there was a time we gave tractor to them, hire our tractor to them to use in their farms.
Ochendo have given me tractor for my farm last year to showcase that Ochendo know the practical farmers, not mercenary farmers. We have mercenary farmers who don't have farm. Ochendo gave me a tractor worth 12 million.
As of today, the first batch of 4,500 Abia farmers have benefited from the 1 billion naira agricultural loan.
We've got also a loan of 1 billion from the central bank, which we disperse to all the farmers, to genuine farmers, not those who misuse the money. And their money was electronically sent to them into their banks so that they got them and they are using them very, very fine.
My company was one of the people benefited hugely for the Ochendo loan scheme. That helped our company greatly. Today we have, in the southeast, we have the most performing machineries as far as processing is concerned. We have what we call a tunnel dryer. It's nowhere in the southeast, but we have it because of Ochendo. We have peeling machine, we have graters, we have chipping machine, we have all machineries through the loan scheme. Without it, we wouldn't be producing today.
Ochendo gave us 1.something billion loan for farmers. I benefited from the loan.
The agric loan has increased the participation of farmers in the state, as well as increased food production by 45%.
Since the inception of the present administration of our agrarian disposed governor, Chief Dr. Theodore Orji, there is an improvement in the there's a level of crop production, even animal production in the state. It has also increased by, say, 50-something%. Definitely. And as at now, as I'm talking to you, we are giving an average of 75% of accelerated food production in Abia State to feed the teeming population.
Abia State was among the 19 states that queued into Fadama 3 after the successful experiments of Fadama 2 in other states of the Federation. This was made possible through the payment of the preparatory fund by Governor Theodore Orji, a feat which stood him out as the counterpart fund-friendly governor.
Our state will continue to support and encourage communities and other development partners who have keyed into our agro-development agenda to ensure that farm and infrastructural activities are scaled up to serve our people. I therefore commend especially our partners in the IFAD and Fadama 3 projects.
We've been able to be part of this Fadama 3 in Abia State because of our governor, Sir Theodore Orji Global, who made it possible. Because we didn't participate in Fadama 2. We did what we call a kind of pilot scheme. And that was practiced, done in the ADP then, around 2005. And when the proper Fadama project started in Nigeria, the governor that was then never seemed that it was necessary for the local government, for the rural communities to be part of this project. But it will amaze you that just at the time, with all the turbulence that our governor had at the initial starting off as a governor of Abia State, he paid what we call the initial preparation fund of 15 million, and that made this project today to be something you can now stand now to tell me about Fadama 3 in Abia State.
Today, UMUAHIA South local government showcased our Fadama products from our own people here in UMUAHIA South, who were trained and supported by Fadama. It is because Ochendo paid counterpart funding for Fadama. Most states are not accessing Fadama funds. Ochendo paid, and most of these things are in billions of naira. A man with a large heart. Some of you call him quintessential, which means a man of a perfect example.
We have over 2,084 Fadama users group, which we call the Fadama users group FUGs. And also we have that have over 25,000 households benefiting from this project Fadama.
Ochendo, like as I said, has transformed Abia State in agriculture. Ochendo was one of the first governors to sign the MOU under the 240 tons of cassava, high-quality cassava flour in Nigeria. He was one of the first to sign the MOU. I am privy to it. Like as he said today, 6,000 hectares is being cultivated now for that purpose.
This government has resolved to return agriculture to the front burner of our economic growth. and be the source of ensuring both food security and creation of massive jobs for our citizens. This is why we have put not less than 65% of our available rich and arable lands and our networks of flowing river and water bodies in the state to the production of surplus food, abundant fishes, and other aquatic food, both for consumption and for cash. Our government will therefore support all genuine farmers willing to invest in this sector and to take the risk to excel.
The way forward is for young Abians to embrace agriculture as a contemporary way of life.
With the federal government, our state now focus on transforming agricultural activities in our areas for a sustainable level, to a level that can provide rewarding wealth creation and business ventures. We expect this focus to bring in a new way of doing things in the agricultural sector, especially putting a new human face to agriculture that will make it attractive to our youths and agro-investors.
We're trying to ensure that we do what we call a mini mechanization. If we cannot go fully mechanized, we do a mini mechanization. And that is what we have done by doing, even if you go for our processing. Let me use a palm oil, for example. Today, we have what we call a mini automated palm oil processing level, and it's the youth that operate it. They power the engine, the prime mover, they power the grinder, they power the steamer. And now it's no longer the old stage of you have to go and pound it or you have to start using firewood to do. No, we just do what we call a steaming issue. In the next 30 minutes, your palm fruits are done, and you put it in the engine, you crush it, and you put it, and you use hydraulic jack, and the waters are the oil are there. These are the things we have done to ensure that as we are graduating, our youth will take over, and they will no longer see agriculture as something that is for the poor people. They now know that agriculture is a wage creation and also a business.
Let me tell you, there is a time there will be no oil. Then I don't know what people will do, because when Opara, Awolowo, and the UMUAHIA was in power, there was no oil, but the economy was buoyant, even more than now. It's a farmer. That is agriculture. So I want people, my advice, even including you, own a land, go to Israel. Soldiers own land, do agriculture, farming, and what have you. So advice to our youth to go into farming is very. Obasanjo, our president, is a farmer. Our governor is a farmer. If they are farmers, why can't you see what I wrote here? If Ochendo is a farmer, and what about you?
Everything is not white-collar job. We are blessed with fertile land, particularly in my own area, and these young people have their hand and their life. Before I went into politics, I was one of the #1 farmers in my local government. Do you know what I was producing? Pepper.
On the whole, the Theodore Orji administration has created 7,500 jobs and 20,000 indirect jobs in the sector.
We're giving employment to our youths, the youths that maybe could have been engaged in kidnapping or armed robbery. They are now gainfully, very gainfully employed, and that has reduced the rate of crime in Abia state.
So this ministry, by implication, is providing a type of roadmap, a roadmap to achieving high level of productivity, high level of employment of youth, because agriculture provides an appropriate window for employing youth in this country, now and in future, and in future to come. And therefore, this government of Chief Theodore Orji is very anxious to ensure that agriculture occupies its rightful place, and that we take a full advantage of the facilities we have in that area.
We know Ochendo Global is trying. He's the owner of here. Without him, this thing cannot exist. We say bravo to him.
And the one Pakasara Henyanamaka. So obi ji na-atọ m ụtọ. Nji m obi ụtọ na-anọ ha.
If the present tempo is sustained, then I think in the next 5 years, Abia will be self-sufficient in food production.
Now Abians can comfortably feed themselves and export food to other states, thanks to the riches Governor Theodore Orji is able to show his people through agriculture. The way forward is to emphasize less on the petroleum sector and more on agriculture.
As far as agricultural products are concerned in Abia, I think we are doing well. We have not concentrated on all these areas. You know, we produce cocoa, we have cashew, they're all here. That we do rice, we said. We encourage all this so that our people can have food on their table. And the excess we can now sell to outsiders.